Trump standing by his Liberation Day tariffs. He took to Truth Social saying they're already bringing in billions. He says oil prices are down, interest rates are down, food prices are down, and there is no inflation, end quote. He says the phones are ringing off the hook with countries calling to make a deal. The White House says 50 countries have called to negotiate just over the weekend. All right, now listen to what the president said about China.
China is right now taking a big hit because everyone knows we're right. They have to pay tariffs because otherwise we have a surplus, that they have a surplus with us that is not sustainable. I spoke to a lot of leaders, European, Asian, from all over the world. They're dying to make a deal. But I said, we're not going to have deficits with your country. We're not going to do that. But China would be the worst in the group because the deficit is so big and it's not sustainable.
And then there is Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. He says there is no reason to expect a recession. Watch this.
I see no reason that we have to price in a recession. Markets are organic, animals, and you never know what the reaction is going to be. We get these short-term market reactions from time to time. There doesn't have to be a recession. Who knows how the market is going to react in a day, in a week.
Oh, that's true. Ryan Payne joins me this morning. Check out the markets. The threat of recession, I think that's what's uptaking the markets at this moment. Are you worried about a recession too?
Yeah, I think 100%. I mean, markets are very good at pricing in recessions before they happen, and we're down 17% in the S&P 500 today. The good news is you go to 20%, that's an official bear market. 70% of the time, the stock market doesn't go there, but if you factor in these max tariffs like we have today, I'm talking to any economist in the country, and I mean, you're definitely going to slow the economy, and you're definitely looking at a possible recession. I think it's very realistic.
Definitely looking at a possible recession. You think we're going to have a recession?
Yeah. That was a definitely maybe. But yeah. I think here's the bottom line.
It's too early to tell.
It's too early to tell, and I think the reality of the situation is higher odds are there's going to be some backtracking and there's going to be negotiations. And if that's the case, if you get a wave of compromises here, you just had it in your preview there. You have 50 countries. They're coming to the table. They do want to negotiate with us because the trade practice has been somewhat unfair. Then you're going to get those negotiations. And I would have mentioned you also have some stimulus here. You talked about it already. Like if you see mortgage rates, they're almost down to 6%. If you look at oil costs, they've come down sizably here. That's a big input cost for the consumer and for businesses alike. So that's a big offset as well. So I think your bigger risk here actually is a melt up if we do get some sort of negotiations here, because right now the market's pricing in Max Payne, no pun intended, that's my last name. And I think that's what you have to really think about as an investor.
So listen to what the president had to say about the market sell-off. Roll that tape, please.
I think your question is so stupid. I mean, I think it's I don't want anything to go down. But sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something, and it's not sustainable. We're not going to do it. Now we have hundreds of billions of dollars is pouring into our country on a monthly basis. It's pouring. It's already started because I put tariffs on. And eventually it's going to straighten out and our country will be solid and strong again.
All right. Any guess as to when the selling ends?
Well, I think President Trump knows that Main Street and Wall Street now are the same thing. We have like $93 trillion worth of equities and 66% owned by the U.S. public. Like if your 401k is down right now, your brokerage account's down right now, that negative wealth effect's a real thing.
Yep.
And if people aren't buying because prices have gone up and their wealth's gone down, then we're not going to see all these tariffs, pay down the deficit with all this new revenue. So I think that's a big concern. I think President Trump knows that. I think he's smart enough to know. I think he is a populist, and he does want to see the American household succeed. So I think at some point you've got to get those negotiations.
Okay, show me Bitcoin, please. Last time I checked, it was just 76, 77. It's 76.9 at the moment. It's not a safe haven, is it?
Ouch.
Yep.
Maybe it is just a gambling, mechanism that people have been using to leverage up the fact we've been risk on for so long here, and not this great diversifier, because the market's down, Bitcoin's down, gold's up. That is a real diversifier. So I think the reality about Bitcoin here is it's just purely a speculative asset.
Yeah, so as you look at the stocks and everything, a lot of people is panicking, and they're just going off their heads, and people are really thinking like the recession is coming. And the thing is, if the recession comes, people should be more prepared about it's coming up. But other than that, Ronnie, what's your take about? Do you think a recession is coming?
It's too like the economists say, it's too early to tell. I'm just being honest, just by looking at everything that's going on when it comes to the aspect of the gas prices or oil prices, and also when it comes to also grocery goods, it tends to fluctuate sometimes and sometimes down. So it's just too early to call right now. I advise people too as well. Don't panic. Don't go in the 401k and cash out and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna save it and leave it underneath my mattress." Doesn't make any sense at all. People gotta understand how money works in America, and so the only way you can keep yourself green is by understanding how money works. And I understand that right now, of course, it's not financial advice. Always speak to a financial advisor. Right now is a great time to buy and put your money in the market because there's a lot of great companies because the Nasdaq and also the S&P 500 is down. You can put your money there and also that able to leverage it and also in other places. Like I did some research how a lot of rich people, of course, it's not financial advice. Always speak with a financial advisor. Some rich people are putting their money into gold, into silver. So those are the great opportunity to buy right now when you see like everything in the red. So don't panic, folks. The market tends to fix itself. It might take some time, but it would do the job. Go right ahead, I can.
I agree with you 100%. I just think that if people just be aware of their surroundings and see how their money is being spent, while I say we already in a recession, I guess depending on the individual that might think that if they see that they don't have enough money in their account or the way they're spending. So, but the market is going to reset itself. I think the moves that Donald Trump is making is going to bring back a lot more revenue, and you'll see your paychecks a lot more fatter.
Yeah, for real. To me, it's I'm too early to tell. You know, to me, we just got to see it blow over and see how it's gonna go and everything because you know it's a better. Like I said, Trump is better with tariffs. A lot, you know, the country's gonna raise tariffs. He's gonna say, okay, I'm gonna double down on the upstart and everything. So, to me, you know, especially in my situation, I feel. Comes to bills, comes to food, you know, stuff I have saved up. It's just being prepared. And I think, you know, a lot of people don't realize it's like y'all see stuff and you just be prepared. It may not come, but as long as you're prepared, it's nothing you should be worried about. There's zero nothing you should